A lot of men, especially men that are just trying to have sex with as many women as possible, know how to get inside your head. They know what women want to hear, especially women in our 30s who, they know what we're looking for. Which is frustrating as hell because it's like, why don't you just go for women in their early 20s who have more time to hook up and fuck around? Like, why would you pursue women that are my age for this kind of nonsense? It's just, ugh, I hate it. And what this guy did was not unique. He was constantly messaging me and calling me, doing anything he can to get me to come over to his house. Note that he didn't invite me out on a date. Most love bombers don't try that hard. They will do anything they can just to get you in their space so that they have control and that they have the greatest opportunity to get what they want. And I actually did relent. I did go over to his place.
Are you serious?
Isn't it interesting, gentlemen, how the technique of love bombing is used by simps and by some chads, but with different results? So you've heard women whining about some just creepy guy, love bombing them, and he's so annoying. He tries to buy them flowers. He tries to show his, interest in so many ways. So annoying. Yet at the same time, women fall victim to Chad's love bombing. Now, Chad's love bombing is different. He doesn't buy. Chads are smart. They don't buy. They don't waste resources. They don't pay much attention. Their love bombing is a different type of love bombing. But it boils down to the same. It's just, showering women with different things. Now, what Chads do is they shower women with ideas that they could be something, maybe this relationship would lead into something. But basically, it boils down to, women, when they get love bombed by that guy who buys them flowers and wants to have a future with them and wants to have kids and wants to treat them right and wants to be Prince Charming, they don't like it. But when Chad love bombs by hinting at the idea that, I'm a prosperous man and maybe I can give you something, maybe I won't, most probably, but maybe I will, and so they fall victims. So let's hear this victim story, this victim of love bombing. Let's hear her out, gentlemen.
Hey guys, welcome back. So today I am a little sad, believe it or not. I'm definitely feeling low today because I have once again been a victim of love bombing. And if you don't know what love
Once again, just remember that for later.
bombing is, we're going to be discussing it in this video and why, if you are dating, you should be wary of this type of behavior. So love bombing is essentially when you first meet someone and before they've even gotten a chance to know you, they're already acting like you're just the greatest person on earth. You're just the perfect person for them, and they're sending you all of these messages of affirmation. And of course, this is really good for your ego and you're getting all excited. But I found that 99% of the time, this is a super big red flag. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a man telling you you're beautiful or expressing how interested they are in you, but at the very beginning, if they seem like they are immediately making you the center of their universe, that's really when it's time to take stock about what it is that they actually want from you, and 99% of the time, it's just sex. A lot of men, especially men that are just trying to have sex with as many women as possible, know how to get inside your head. They know what women want to hear, especially women in our 30s who, they know what we're looking for. Which is frustrating as hell because it's like, why don't you just go for women in their early 20s who have more time to hook up and fuck around? Like, why would...
Yeah, the Chads also do that, but women in their 30s are especially easy. I mean, women nowadays are all around easy. Women in their 20s are easy because they just want to ride the carousel and receive as much attention as possible and validation, so it's easy for Chad. But again, women in their 30s, extremely easy as well. You just have to tell them a couple of, stories or hint at the idea that you could provide what they so desperately need, which is commitment, and that's it. It's really easy, gentlemen. Like, men in their 30s become the biggest players that you've ever seen. Men at 30, even at 40, they're bigger players than the 20 years old because they understand women. This woman right here, in her 20s, she probably went to ride a carousel and now she desperately needs that commitment. She is, you know, late 20s or above 30. She really needs desperately that connection, that, you know, provider. And it's really easy to play around. You just have to know what they want. Now, I'm not advising you to do that, but I'm just saying women are extremely easy to play around, honestly. So this is what this chat do, right? And it's interesting because, again, as I've mentioned before, gentlemen, love bombing doesn't work when you are not so attractive or not jacked and you're trying to provide a woman with everything that you think she wants. It doesn't work. But when Chad hints at the idea that he could provide that, it works. It's the same strategy, but it works for the successful men. It doesn't work for the men that are quote-unquote low value.
Would you pursue women that are my age for this kind of nonsense? It's just, ugh, I hate it. And what this guy did was not unique. He was constantly messaging me and calling me, doing anything he can to get me to come over to his house. Note that he didn't invite me out on a date. Most love bombers don't try that hard. They will do anything they can just to get you in their space so that they have control and that they have the greatest opportunity to get what they want. And I actually did relent. I did go over to his place and we...
Yeah, and so she went. This is so funny, gentlemen. You get the idea. I mean, this woman has already been through this a couple times, as she mentioned, and now she's making this really profound analysis of what happened, as if she understands it, but she still falls victim to it. You know, do you understand how ludicrous that is? It's insanity, man. These women are insane. They can't analyze reality for what it is. They fall for the same traps over and over again, and they never learn. So whenever you see them just doing these mental gymnastics, don't think for a moment that they've changed.
Hung out, and as I anticipated, he did make moves on me and stuff like that, but it didn't go anywhere. And I think he realized pretty early on that I wasn't going to be easy and that I wasn't just going to be some random hookup for him. So then, of course, what happens the following week, he starts treating me like a burden and making me feel bad about myself because I'm like, well, what did I do? But I didn't do anything. This is all this guy and these games that men play. So I think the best rule of thumb and what I'm going to take with me going forward is if a guy shows me that kind of interest, I'm definitely going to expect him to take me out on a date or two, because if he really is that interested in me, why wouldn't he want to take me on a date, right? So just protect yourself from this kind of behavior, and also just remember your worth and remember that men like this just aren't worth it.
But that's what most chats do, right? I mean, they go on a first date and they expect the bedroom fun afterward. And if you give it to them, I mean, hey, they won, right? Just guys, I don't understand these women, man. And they expect to find that guy that will respect them. Man, there's nothing to respect. You don't learn. You commit the same mistakes over and over again. Nobody wants to date a woman who's been around all the town, who is community property. Jeez, man.
I lied and cheated in school and my jobs, and that's how I got ahead. Exactly. You know how they try to trick you. They say, oh, cheaters never win and losers never prosper. I mean, and cheaters never prosper and don't lie. And karma. Everyone who is anyone that has something is a liar, a manipulator, a cheater, or whatever you want to call them. Okay? All the timid people who don't have much, they're the ones that are so honest and so humble and so this and so that. So that's why they are in the position that they're in, because they can't make it in this real world, okay, by telling the truth all the time.
So we have another top brain moment advice from these women. I mean, this is not related to dating much, but why would you want to be, if the prize is being successful, why would anyone want to be successful at the cost of selling his soul and becoming a bad person? You know, that's personally my view. It doesn't have to do with dating. But still, gentlemen, what do you think about this? Leave me your comments leave me your thoughts in the comments. Will you become a bad person to achieve success?
But I figured mark down if one time you were on Bumble and you decided to hang out with this guy who was a little bit creepy, but he was cute and he had a nice body and you were kind of lonely and you wanted male attention. And then...
We'll pause it for a moment right there, gentlemen. This is the same thing that happened with the first woman we covered, where she said that, you know, I didn't want to go to his house, but he was kind of cute, so I went. This is, you know, what women do all the time. This is the exceptions that women make. He has red flags, but he is attractive. He is a love bomber, but he is attractive. I felt lonely and I needed some attention, and he was attractive. You see, they don't care about principles, morals, all those things that men value. Women don't care. And it's funny because society says, oh, men are really superficial. They only care about, you know, the physique of a woman. When in reality, when you ask a man, what are you looking for in a woman, they will often say, well, I want her to be humble. I want her to be a good person. I want her to be, you know, just to be chill, to be around. When you ask a woman, or when you see these TikToks where they talk about dating, the first thing they mention is, he was attractive.
And you were talking about hanging out, and he thought it was going to be that day that you guys hung out, but you actually had to pick your friend up from the airport, so you couldn't. And then he gets mad at you, and then you decide to ignore the red flags of him getting mad at you when you didn't have set in stone plans. So then he starts acting like the next morning that you guys are going to hang out that night, but he never invites you over. So then so another day later, you wake up to like 25 text messages of him acting like a total ass cat because you didn't come over. But you've never even met. He only has your Snapchat because it isn't that serious. He doesn't even have your phone number. So then you decide to just block him because you can tell he's crazy. And then he finds you on Facebook and then messages you. So then you block him and he finds you on Instagram. Ladies, stay safe out there.
So we end on the advice of stay safe after trying to date a man you didn't even know because you just felt lonely. These women are disgusting, honestly.
This video is especially for my 30-something daters out there. I've worked with and connected with so many who feel like they're somehow behind in their dating life. Maybe you see other friends getting engaged, married, having babies, and they make it look so easy, but you're still going on first dates that are frustrating. Here are 3 tips for daters who feel behind. Number 1 is to get clear on what you want. And it can no longer be that they're hot. There are qualities that you are drawn to, and typically I give people 4 non-negotiables that they get to pick, and they are qualities that make the person's personality. Maybe they're funny, maybe they're kind, maybe they're ambitious, but focus on those non-negotiables and start giving people chances when they have them, which kind of goes into number 2.
Oh, guys, it's impossible to make women settle for 4 non-negotiables. I mean, we covered a few weeks back a woman who was 50 years of age and had 51 non-negotiables. You can't expect women to settle for 4, madam.
Stop discounting people. Avoid the ick. Sometimes people show up on the first date and they are weird and awkward because first dates can be weird and awkward. Give them a shot, because I've seen so many times where people end up falling in love with people that they did not initially have that chemistry with. And number 3, have fun. If you are not having fun, it is time to take a break and go hang out with your friends. Your energy is going to attract people, and you want that energy to attract the right people. Take breaks when you need to and focus on yourself during those times, and then get back out there with some hope.
I think I will never ask a man what is he attracted to in a woman, and he will reply, oh, her energy. Her energy is my non-negotiable. It's the most important thing. Anyway, gentlemen, before we leave, I just wanted to read a comment from a viewer. He said, do you think women have options at every age because it is perpetuated by men feeding the attention? Yes, I do, in fact. And as mentioned in this very same video, we covered a woman who was 50 years old, and she still had options. She had a date every 2 months. And then again, these are the dates that she willingly goes to. These are the dates that she accepts. It's not the dates that just happen to be. It's the ones she decides to go to, you know. She has more options even than that. So women have options at all ages. Now, the interesting thing is they don't have the same options. So women at 20, they have more options, but not only more options, they have the ability to choose between the good man and the bad man. They have the options to, you know, make their future. What happens with women above age 30 or 35, or depending on their body counts, is that they lose the option to settle for men who respect themselves. So yes, women above 30, they still have many options, thousands of options, but it's of men who are simps, who don't respect themselves, or who think that this is the best they're gonna get, you know, really low self-esteem men. And it's not the type of men that women are attracted to. So they are screwed, you know, they have many options, but not with men who respect themselves. Because me, you guys, you know not to date a single mother, you know not to date a woman with a high body count, but there are many men out there, the vast majority, that will still date them just because they feel lonely. It's really sad, man. It's really sad. I mean, I've always said I'd rather be alone than in bad company, right? And what happens with these men is that they, you know, they settle with these divorced women, with these single mothers. They settle for them, and the woman doesn't respect them, and she just cheats on them, or she divorces them, takes half their crap. It's a really sad story, but honestly, personally, I don't feel sympathy for any of them. I don't feel sympathy for the woman for being single or settling with a man who, you know, it doesn't live to their standard, because they could have picked something better when they were 20, but they didn't. They want to have their cake and eat it too, and it doesn't work that way. Men are not stupid, you know. Well, some men are not stupid. Men who respect themselves are not stupid. They're not going to date a woman who doesn't deserve it. But I don't feel sympathy for the men who date these women and marry these women, because if you are 30 years old, you're a man, and you haven't learned the way women are, it's on you, my man. If you get divorced because you clearly married that woman who is a gold digger and just wants you as a provider, that's on you. But well, gentlemen, we'll end the video right here. Leave me your comments down below. I might cover one of them, you know, here and there if I find something I want to mention. Thank you for watching this video. Leave me a like if you liked it, and I'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one.